afternoon. That feedback is bad. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this home buyer seminar. I'm just looking to make sure, see how everything looks. Okay. All right. So, welcome to the home buyer seminar. My name is Precious Barnes. I am with Coldwell Banker Advantage, and you can. Oh, hold on. I'm not sharing this screen. Okay. All right. So it should be coming up shortly. Let me see. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me fix my hair. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Home Buyer Seminar. My name is Precious Barnes. I am with Coldwell Banker Advantage, and you can get in contact with me by phone or email. Let's see how to go back. No, not wrong one. Oh, this is not working. Okay. All right. So let's get to know me. If you are new to my channel, if you're new to me, my name is Precious Barnes. I am from Greenville, North Carolina, and I am a follower of Christ Jesus. When I'm not working, you can find me watching movies, watching fashion vlogs. I enjoy music and traveling. I have my degree in journalism and mass communications from North Carolina A&T State University. What else? Okay, so after I graduated from college, I got a job where I traveled across the United States for a major airline, and I helped them hire and onboard new employees. And that's when I started to really give real estate a try. And that's why I am here today. So before we move forward, I just want to put this disclaimer out there that this seminar is not advice. It is for educational purposes only. I'm not your agent, but I would love to be your agent once you hire me, and I can definitely let you know how you can do so. Um, and my goal now is to help people land home after helping professionals take flight in their careers. Now I'm helping them land home. I have an entire brochure if you would like to know more about me and my skills. Okay, rent or buy. I like to think of this as the first step because your mindset is going to be very important when it comes to if you should rent or buy and why do you want to rent or buy. I don't think one is better than the other. I think it's based off of lifestyle, personal preference, and so I'm not gonna give you a yes to rent, a no to rent, a yes to buy, or no to buy. Um, I do understand that home ownership comes with responsibility, and it may not be for everyone. The same way I went to college and graduated from college, I believe that was for me, but college isn't for a lot of people. And I think the same goes for home ownership. And I'm trying to really slow down on this part because um, when it comes to purchasing a home, it can be difficult. A lot of people say that it's stressful. And I believe part of the reason why it is stressful is because people um they don't have someone in their corner to remind them of why they got started in the process to begin with. So, what I would like for everyone watching to do is take some time out to write down your why for buying and purchasing a home. Write down your why for joining this seminar today. Hopefully, some of the reasons why you join, I answer those questions today. I will always say, do what's best for you and what is best for your life, okay? There's pros and cons to renting and buying. I'm happy to go into more detail one on one, but I want you to go ahead and start asking yourself that question, okay? I have 5-star Google reviews. Now, here are the 6 steps to the buyer's roadmap. First, you're going to meet with an agent. And let me congratulate you on joining this webinar today or seminar today. You took a step to get started, so congratulations to you. But after this seminar, schedule a buyer's consultation with an agent. And after that, you will get pre-approved by a lender. And with that pre-approval letter from the lender, you're going to go out and start touring homes. You're going to make an offer on the home that you love. Then you go under contract, and then it's time for closing. Okay, great. So here we have the working with real estate agents disclosure. This one here is for buyers. We do have another one for sellers. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on this buyer disclosure. This is not a contract. It is highlighted as you can see in green. The purpose of this form is so that you understand whether an agent represents you. And what that means as far as protecting you and making sure that if they have your best interest. Do not assume that the buyer you're speaking with represents you. Um, and do not share confidential information such as price, your credit score, or anything that'll hurt your chances in negotiating. Because if you have not hired them, they may go on to tell someone else. Now you may be asking, how can you have representation? Someone who will keep your confidential information. Well, the answer is there's three ways: buyer agency, dual agency, and designated dual. Buyer agency, the agent in the firm, so for example, I'm with Coldwell Banker, will represent you and be loyal to you only. The seller of the home that you're looking to purchase will either be represented by like a Keller Williams, EXP, or another firm, or unrepresented seller or owner. So it'll be considered what we call a for sale by owner, FISBO. The second agency type is dual agency. This is where the agent and the firm, so for example, me and Coldwell Banker, we will represent both the buyer and the seller of the home in which you wish to purchase. But unlike buyer agency, the firm will treat you and the seller fairly and cannot help one party gain the advantage over the other. So they won't be able to answer questions. Whatever the agent tells the seller, they'll also tell the buyer. And what they tell the buyer, they'll also tell the seller. Whereas in buyer agency, if you tell your agent your credit score, for example, um, they won't go and tell the seller your credit score. And the reason why that is important is because they may or may not think that you can qualify for a loan or whatever. It can just hurt your chances of negotiating. You just want somebody that's loyal to you. Okay, let's see. Okay, so if the seller of the home in which you wish to purchase is represented by Coldwell Banker Advantage, and you still would like to be represented by a Coldwell Banker Advantage agent, for example, and you would like your agent to be loyal to you and help you get the advantage so you're not limited to just homes listed by Keller Williams or EXP or any non CBA listing. We have what's called a designated dual agency. This way, you still get that loyalty, you get that confidential protection as you would for a buyer agency agreement, but you also get it when the firm represents the seller as well. Because you'll have your own designated agent. And yeah, so that's that. All right, so step number one, meet with an agent. I am more than a tour guide. I am a local expert. I have insight into market and data, market analysis that I can do. I know what's new in the area, what's coming to the area, and much more. In your first consultation with me, we'll go over the home buying process. We'll determine where you are in the process, and I will help you to plan accordingly. Um, we will also go over and identify your search criteria to ensure we find exactly what it is that you're looking for. So why work with the buyer agent, right? Again, going back to the working with real estate agents disclosure, a buyer's agent represents you and only you. The listing agent has the seller's best interest in mind and will not help or negotiate effectively on your behalf. When you hire a buyer agent, you hire their entire team. Again, you hire Coldwell Banker Advantage as well, and you will have access to vetted vendors, and that includes things like plumbing, roofing, just different companies, different vendors that we work with. You'll have access to them. Okay, this is a really common question. Do you need to work with a buyer agent if you want to buy new construction? Well, new construction sales reps work directly for the builder. They are willing to represent you, but they will always have the builder's best interest in mind. So, my question would be, who would you want to negotiate on your behalf? Would you want the on site sales representative to represent you, although they have the builder's best interest in mind? Just let me know. Okay, before visiting a new construction community, alert your agent so that they can be by your side from start to finish. So for my clients, they can send me a text, let me know that they're interested in seeing it. We will go out together and take a look. Okay, so let's just do a quick review. You've already met with a real estate agent. Now you're going on to, you met with the real estate agent to get clear on your goals, to hire the agent, to ask any questions so you have a good overview of the process. You met with your agent, you did a consultation. You know what your goals are, you know why you want to own a home. Step 2. Now you're going to go get your pre-approval from the lender. This is a really big decision when purchasing a home. The lender will let you know what type of loans you qualify for and an estimate of your closing costs. The lender may request for tax returns for 2 years, W-2s, bank statements with proof of funds from the past 60 days. If you're self-employed, they may ask for a profit and loss statement, proof of employment and recent pay stubs, your social security number. That way they can run your credit and pull a credit report. And then a valid identification, government issued, driver's license, passport, something with a photo, non-expired, matching names. When I was traveling for the HR job, at the hiring events, we will have the candidates come in with 2 forms of ID, and I will have to check, make sure they weren't expired, make sure that the names match. So yeah, I will be checking that when you work with me. I'm pretty on that. Some common types of mortgages, okay? We have, these are the 4 most common types. First one is going to be conventional. This loan requires 3% to 20% minimum down payment. There's a FHA mortgage. This is a government issued loan. The minimum down payment is 3.5%. The veteran or VA mortgage is for veterans with the down payment as low as 0%. Also, with a loan that's 0 down, is going to be a USDA. With the USDA, the home has to be within an eligible town or area. So I have that pulled up. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick so you can see what that looks like. Give me a minute. Okay, just want to make sure it comes up on the screen. I gotta go here. Okay. For example, I typed in Raleigh, North Carolina. So this address is not located in an eligible area. So we're looking at Raleigh all around here near the airport. It's not going to qualify for a USDA loan. Now let's type in Wendell. When we type in Wendell, North Carolina, this address is located in an eligible area, okay? So if we're looking for a home in Wendell, it may qualify for a USDA loan. If you're looking Nightdale, Raleigh, anywhere through here, Garner, it may not qualify, okay? Kind of get the idea. And I'm going to do my hometown too. See, Farmville, if you know anything about Farmville, you know this area is located in an eligible area, okay? Now let's do Greenville. This address is not located in an eligible area. So just a few things to keep in mind when it comes to that. Let's stop this and let's go back to presentation. Okay. Oh, I also want to show you guys. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I just get really excited. I like talking about this stuff. Okay. I was gonna show VA. Okay, VA wasn't working earlier. Let me show you this one. Because a lot of people want to know like what's the credit requirement. And so here, and VA wasn't working. Make it bigger. So this came directly from the USDA website. You can see here it says credit requirements. This was revised 2024, but just so you get an example. And see here it says verify if score is under 640 for 502 loans. This is what they have to do. Applicant has a credit score under 640, the loan originator should obtain the verification of rent, mortgage, and applicant reference letters to parties' identification. So when it comes to the credit requirements, just ask your lender. They'll be more than glad to let you know what the requirements are. Some will say that you can get started with a credit score of as low as 580. But the greater your credit score is, the better your terms will be for your loan. So I like to recommend at least a 620. Or not recommend, but some people will aim for that 620. And I recommend that to my clients. This one is just for informational purposes. May not apply to you and your situation. Just have to put that disclaimer out there. Here are a few lenders that I have been in contact with. We've spoken a few times. You're welcome to reach out to one of them. Their number and email is on the screen. If you cannot see it, I will just shoot me an email or text, and I can just let me know, hey, I would like to work with such and such, and I'll send over their contact information to you. You may also reach out to someone at your local bank for that pre-approval letter as well. It's genuinely understood that these out-of-pocket expenses are to be paid before settlement. Due diligence, earnest money, home inspections, appraisal, mortgage fees. The price does vary, but this is kind of what we're seeing right now. It could be more, it could be less. Due diligence and earnest money are negotiable. They're part of the strategy, and typically 1 to 3% of the purchase price. If you want to offer that, it's not required, but if you would like to, these are some of between that 1 and 3% for as like a strategy. And just a little bit more on the finance side, we got to go over closing costs. So in addition to your down payment, earnest money, due diligence, you have closing costs. Your closing costs includes things like fees to prepare your deed and closing documents, prorated taxes and utilities, and then also a title search. And I do want to share this website. One moment. Okay, should be seeing this. Okay, so here the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency has put together this article about the true cost of home ownership. This was May of last year. And it just goes over like some of the hidden costs when it comes to buying a home: mortgage, monthly expense, maintenance, repairs, utility, unexpected expenses, create a maintenance fund, track your utility expenses, just things like that. I can definitely share this with you as well. Just reach out if you're interested. I'm back to the PowerPoint. Okay, now financing is out of the way. We're going to move on to step 3. So you've had your consultation, you've met with the lender, you know how much you're pre-approved for, you have your pre-approval letter. Now we get to start shopping and we get to start touring homes. This is the fun part. Typically, it's going to take about 15 to 35 minutes. I'm going to put together a route for you, so that way we're not just driving in circles, or driving from one side of town all the way to the other. I'm going to have a route put together, and we'll go see a few homes, probably about 5 or less. And I do ask that you give me at least a 24-hour notice ahead of time. That way I can ensure that the appointment time is available. We can go see resale homes, or we can see new construction. Whichever one you're interested in, just let me know. The most common days for showing are going to be on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you would like to schedule some weekday evenings, that can help reduce the competition if you decide to make an offer. All right, now we've toured homes. We narrowed down based off of your criteria, your wants, and your needs. Now it's time to put in an offer on the home. The first step is going to be to assess the competition by reaching out to the listing agent directly. I will be in direct communication with your lender to provide you a tailored breakdown of your financial estimates for the home that you're interested in. Well, the lender will provide that to us, but I'll reach out to the lender on my client's behalf. Then my clients and I will go over a list of comparable properties to justify our offer on the offer price. And then we're going to determine the terms of your offer. Terms of your offer includes things like your purchase price, that due diligence and earnest money deposit, your desired closing date, and any other terms or conditions of your purchase. All right. After that offer, you're under contract. You're going to select a closing attorney who will complete the title search, prepare the deed, coordinate closing costs, and manage settlement. An option to consider is a home inspection to make sure your home is more of an asset than a liability. If any repairs are needed, we will negotiate for the necessary repairs to be completed. North Carolina is an as-is state, so they are not required to make any repairs, but it is negotiable. Also under contract, and once your offer is accepted, you are required to complete a mortgage application. After you submitted all of the required documents, your lender will then schedule an appraisal to come to determine your home valuation. To protect your new investment, your lender will require you to have homeowners insurance. Contact a trusted insurance representative before closing so that you have coverage on the day of settlement. Now you're preparing to close. You will complete your final walkthrough and receive your closing disclosure with an official estimate of closing costs 3 days prior to settlement. You will want to contact all services, gas, electrical, cable, internet, waste, and have it switched over into your name. Congratulations, it is closing time. Where will settlement be? Settlement will take place at the closing attorney's office. Your closing attorney, company, and agent will send you the exact address. Bring your 2 forms of ID. Again, I am checking. Make sure the names match. Make sure it's not expired. Make sure it is a photo ID, government issued. And wire instructions. Wiring instructions come directly from the attorney. I will not give any wiring instructions. Call the attorney will be my answer for that. All right, thank you guys so much for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat or in the comments below, and I will answer them. Or you can reach out to me through email, or you can always give me a call. Again, my name is Precious Barnes. I'm with Coldwell Banker Advantage. You can send me an email at preciousbarnes@cbadvantage.com. Number listed below. My website is also preciousbarnes.sites.cbmoxie.com. There's a home buyer guide on the website that's free for you to download if you would like. Thank you so much for watching, and congratulations again on taking that step to purchasing a home.